So, are you ready to get sick? Let's talk about skin allergies in precious metal jewelry. So, you have the ring of your dreams. The diamonds, the gems, they sparkle. It's got life. It's got personality. It's exactly what you want it to be, and everything's going great up until the rash. A lot of people have metal allergies, and you don't have to be born with a metal allergy. You can develop one later in life, and it can be intermittent, or it can be chronic, and you'll have it forever. It's hard to say. We're not entirely sure what causes all metal allergies yet, but we do know that nickel is the single most common metal allergy in the entire world. Now, in a way, that's good news because we know what to do about it. See, most people say that, oh, I can't wear that, I'm allergic to silver, I'm allergic to gold, I'm allergic to metals in general. The truth is, and I'm sorry if this upsets anyone's worldview of themselves and their condition, but you can't be allergic to gold, silver, or any of the platinum family metals. You just can't. They're hypoallergenic. If even the rarest case that could be studied by the medical profession came across their desk, it is so unlikely that you could have any sort of allergic reaction whatsoever to any of these precious metals, the noble metals, if you will, that it is statistically irrelevant. So what is a metal allergy exactly, and how does it look when you have one? Well, it's called allergic contact dermatitis. When you have it, the ring that's on your finger, the chain that's around your neck, the bracelet that's on your wrist, the area underneath of it, the skin that contacts it between the fingers, underneath of the ring, you'll usually see a redness or some sort of cracking start to occur. It'll get tender, sore, it might swell a little bit. And this sounds pretty darn bad, but usually it's not. It's just cosmetic and upsetting. When your skin releases moisture, it actually attracts some of the nickel and other things like cobalt and copper and zinc and all that other stuff. But it attracts it to your skin. That's what causes the reaction because your body's immune system overreacts to that metal being in contact. It's like pennies. Pennies themselves don't actually have a scent until they come into contact with our skin oils, and that releases the scent because of the way it interacts with the pH balance in our skin. Same thing with precious metals. Now, while you cannot be allergic to silver, gold, platinum, palladium, ruthenium, rhodium, iridium, you can be allergic to the stuff that's alloyed in the metals themselves. For instance, American white gold has a ton of nickel in it. Silver has a bunch of copper in it. A lot of blended varieties of platinum, everything from 750 platinum all the way up to 950. Most nowadays, in North America at least, you'll find cobalt in there. All these things are allergens. Why are they in there? Well, they're in the rings and other pieces of jewelry to give them strength, to give them stability, to make the metals less hard. I have a whole other video on that for the noble white metals. Go check it out. But if you're one of these people that finds you have an allergy, and it is common, unfortunately, if you have this allergy and you're developing a rash or cracked skin or anything else that seems uncomfortable, first of all, go talk to a doctor immediately. Do not get your medical advice from YouTube, no matter how dashing the presenter may appear. There is a rare type of skin condition called Pompholyx, I swear I didn't pronounce that right, Pompholyx Eczema. And that can have some serious medical side effects, so please go talk to your doctor if you're having blisters appear underneath of your ring, just to make sure you don't have a pre-existing medical condition. But we're back where we started. You're stuck in this rut. You've got a great piece of jewelry. You absolutely love it. Maybe it's your engagement ring. Maybe it's an heirloom. You can't really just get rid of it, but you have an allergy. So what do you do? Well, the best thing to do, if you can, is to have the piece remade. If it's white gold, have it remade in platinum. Have it remade in palladium. Pure platinum, pure palladium, both hypoallergenic, you'll be fine. Right as rain, no problems. If it's yellow gold, that gets a little more complicated, and we'll talk about that option later. Silver, same thing. You could have the piece remade in platinum or palladium if you really like the design, if the original designer is willing to do it. That might be unlikely, though. So, what to do? Well, you can always go the easy route and the extremely bootleg route and put clear nail polish on the piece. Now, normally I completely avoid recommending that at all costs, but the fact of the matter is, if it's a special piece, on a personal level, as a jeweler, I would rather see you put clear nail polish slathered all over your ring to keep it from really touching your skin than I would see you have to get skin treatments from a dermatologist on a regular basis just so you can wear your ring. Now, if you want to upgrade a little bit from that, you can rhodium plate the ring. If it's white gold or some crazy blend of platinum or palladium that has a lot of other metals built into it, if it's not already a European white gold, which shouldn't have anything in it really, but palladium and gold, both hypoallergenic, rhodium plate the piece. Now, rhodium plating is only skin deep, it's a surface treatment, it does come off. Under normal circumstances, you're going to want to re-rhodium plate a white gold ring made with nickel white gold about once every 1 to 2 years, depending on your wear and tear. If you have a metal allergy and really your only option is to plate the thing, you're going to have to be prepared to do this every 3 to 4 months. Probably minimum if you wear it on a daily basis. Now, obviously the downside to this is cost and time. Just because you buy a piece from a jewelry store or from a designer that may offer free replating and polishing or stone setting once a year or once every few years, don't expect this to be free, because it's kind of like having elective surgery on a piece of jewelry. It's not covered by your warranty. And every time you repolish and replate that ring, you're going to lose a little bit of metal, and it's going to wear down a lot quicker than you might think. Plus, every time you do it, depending on how backed up their particular shop is, depending on how complicated the job is to refinish the ring, because you have to strip it before you can replate it, you could be without your ring anywhere from a few days to a few weeks every couple of months. Now, if you're prepared for that, then more power to you. But bear this in mind. Even a rudimentary rhodium plating job will normally cost you anywhere from $35 to $125. That's a pretty big range, but with good reason. If there are a lot of stones in your ring that have to be checked after it's all stripped down to the bare metal, that's a lot of work a jeweler has to do. And no good jeweler, no reputable store, will just rebuff the thing and hand it back to you. I know plenty that will. I'm not going to name any names, but you all know who I'm talking about. And if any of you are watching this, by the way, fix your quality standards. But let's say you don't want to be without your ring for approximately 20% of the year because it's off in the shop. You're going to have to remake it. And that sounds really scary, but it's really not. If you have the funds to do it, do it. It's going to save you a lot of heartache. It's going to save you a lot of time, a lot of gas back and forth, just driving to your jeweler to have this stuff done. But if you remake the ring, you can change some little things about it too. If you're getting it from the original designer, they're usually more than happy to work with you to get it right. If you like the way it was in the case, or you like the way you saw it online, and after you've been wearing it for a while and realize you have a terrible, crippling metal allergy, maybe you decide you want a bezel instead of prongs. Maybe you decide you want the shank to be a little bit thicker, maybe a little bit wider. They'll work with you to do all of that. But it's not going to be free. When you take a ring and take all the stones out of it so you can put them in a new ring, they can't really reuse that old setting. Once stones are set in a ring, it's very difficult, if not impossible in most cases, to retrieve them without irreparable damage to the setting itself. So keep this in mind. Even if you're going to the same designer you got it from in the first place, you won't be able to just give them back the ring, get the full value for it, and apply that towards the new piece. It's just not going to happen. Be prepared for that. If you go to another designer, if they don't already have that design, let's say. You bought it from one designer, maybe they're not in business anymore, maybe it was a long time ago, it's an antique piece, you have to go to someone else. It's a full custom job to recreate a ring. And let's be frank, a lot of designers are very good at what they do. Finding a designer that can replicate an antique piece that's right in front of them is very challenging, and you're going to want to ask them to see some before and after pictures if they've got any, ask them what their comfort level is with it, because this is an important piece to you. It needs to be right, because once you remake it, you're probably not going to want to remake it ever again, right? Custom is not as scary as you think it is. We had a customer a little while ago who really did have an extreme metal allergy, which is how I found out about that type of eczema in the first place. And she had a yellow gold ring that was all yellow for her engagement ring. We couldn't find a better solution for it because you can't really... I mean, you can 24 karat plate gold, a gold ring, but it's going to have the same problems as rhodium and so on and so forth. We ended up remaking the entire body of the ring in 24 karat gold, and in order to keep the diamond secure in the center, we had to do the head in platinum. The head is the setting part, by the way. Made it a really cool ring. I mean, all pure platinum, all pure gold. If you've got the money to do it and you've got the skin allergy that necessitates such a thing, go for it. It's a hell of a conversation starter. But just remember, the only thing that's really important about a piece of jewelry are the memories that are attached to it. Sure, it costs money. You pay a lot for a good piece of jewelry, but then you have it forever. And the safest place for a fine piece of jewelry is on your hand. Not sitting in a box, not sitting in a safe. It's on your hand. The memories you form that attach to a piece are critical because they become part of your life story. It's part of your signature as a person. Everyone's got that signature hairdo. Maybe they've got a great pair of glasses that everybody recognizes them by. Maybe it's a fancy shirt that you like to wear. But a piece of jewelry, you pretty much wear that every single day, especially if it's an engagement ring or a wedding band. So it needs to be good. You need to feel good about it. I mean, that's the whole point. Come on, jewelry's supposed to be fun. Don't take it so seriously. But you have to ask yourself, cost aside, do you want all the memories attached to something like an engagement ring to be constant trips to and from a store to keep having it fixed and being without it just so you can wear it? Or would you rather just redo it from scratch in a pure metal that isn't going to harm you and enjoy it for the rest of your life? Food for thought. Thanks for watching, and as always, please have a day worth remembering.